of like my work Bible. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not a bad thing to say because, we're picking up these nuggets. And, I said it the other day, heck, I might want to go through this book quarterly.
So we got ninja selling, we got the Bible, we got the ultimate sales machine, and it's not sacrilegious to know there's certain tomes that you should be in to build your life. And this one's about building the business. So guys, welcome again to another Mindset Mastermind. 3 years of playing in this room together. Excited to see more and more folks showing up. And we are in the second half of the 7 musts of marketing. And we've been doing a ton. We learned how to do our social media. We learned how to do our email correctly. And now we have a lot more things to talk about in this section. So anything that jumped off at you guys, let's hear what jumped off the page and chat about that. Man, I got all kinds of fun nuggets. You guys first. What do you got?
I mean, I can start. I don't know where exactly I'm in because I'm listening to it and reading it. I'm not sure exactly where we're at or where I am in conjunction to where you guys are. One of the things I loved was the educational marketing. In other words, do education. And like the first thing I thought of, like people, I would imagine if there's got to be research out there that says that people are wealthier because they own a home. There's got to be education out there that says people are healthier because they own a home. People have a better mindset, or they're nicer people because I just don't know where to find that. But the thought of that and to be able to do marketing based on that is really exciting to me. I mean, I think we could do a lot of content, especially with the videos and stuff and social media marketing with it. I thought that was a great nugget.
Hey, Mark.
So hold on. Let me pop with Mark here, and then we'll come right to you, Celeste. What do you think, Mark, might be 2 places where you could begin this research?
I guess the NRA is probably one of them. I would imagine they have, but I'm thinking there's more statistical house data where I'm looking.
Did you say the NRA?
He did, and I love you.
That's how much I care about my own.
He did. Well, a home is worth fighting for, so sure.
Let me share a couple quick
Sorry,
Mark. There's this incredible tool, fairly new, called ChatGPT.
Yes.
Ask. And then there's this other one. It's almost as new, called Google.
Yeah.
Just ask. You guys can find the data. And here's the great part. We get in our head about the validity or voraciousness of the data. It's our own head. How do we know to trust this? How do we, and you can continue to ask that. And I just want to remind you, what's the goal of this data?
To just do it, get it out there.
And to educate. Yeah.
Right.
And again, we know intuitively that owning a home is better than renting. Owning, you're making yourself wealthy over time. Renting, you're making somebody else wealthy over time. So we know it. So just go find the data, because as Mark Twain, as he was talking about data or statistics, same thing. There are liars, damn liars, and statistics.
Can I add something to this?
Of course.
As I was listening to you and you were talking about this, Ryan, I was actually thinking, how funny would it be if you put out all these factoids and then say at the end of the video, all of this is backed by the statistical information provided by Mark Adams. Like, don't even call out some other source.
Right.
Just say, from my experience, this data was relative and it's backed by me. Because everybody knows this kind of stuff is there. Does it matter that it's factoids, like, or that it's real, that it's NAR, not NRA backed? No, it doesn't matter. But what would be so cute, your personality would show that you're not taking life so seriously and that you're here to help somebody.
By the way, under that same vein, who else could you give credit to, Mark?
Right there. Fairy godmother.
Troy.
Well, I was thinking more fun in your world, because who is the focus of all your marketing?
The dogs. Yep.
What if it was straight from the dog's mouth?
Oh, I love that.
In fact, the dog was the one providing the data. It was from, a message from the dog. It
I love
ties your
that.
marketing together, which is what we've been learning about here, making sure everything matches.
Yeah, I love
And, does your dog have a doghouse in the backyard?
that. None of the dog people that I know, they're all inside the house.
So maybe you still need to get a dog house just for the purpose of owning versus renting. How much fun, and that's a big part of all this marketing that we're talking about doing, is getting out of the grind, the have to, and make it fun. If you're having fun, your readers, your consumers of video content are all going to also be having fun. And Jeanette, you're right. A doghouse in your house. I've seen these like nightstands that are combination nightstand, dog table, anything like that your wife wants right now, Mark, you can buy and then write it off as a business expense because it's part of the marketing. It's like a win-win-win. All right. What else you guys taking out of the material?
The events, get noticed, drive traffic, capture leads. I mean, that's our job anyway. And so tell a story that's opposite of that. I did an event. Tom Ferry did a thing in Georgetown. Parsed it as Austin, but anyway, it was really in Georgetown. And so I rented the sports bar bowling alley, 12 lanes. And man, I was going to have 1 million people, only I didn't do it right. And so I didn't get noticed, but and that's not the point. The point is our job is to get noticed and to drive traffic and then do something with that traffic. And even though he's talking about how you're going to go to an event or whatever, whatever the heck he was talking about, and getting noticed and doing something about it.
Yeah, that was marketing vehicle 7.6, marketing vehicle number 6, events. Done properly, it can do massive, massive work. And so once you've got the event, step 1 was get noticed. You got to do something wild, outlandish, fun. I did a ton in this space. I used to have software. I had the very first CRM for the home inspector space. So I would always go to trade shows. And I can't tell you how many times something I did at a trade show created a new rule for trade shows going forward. One of my best examples, because it's a building full of home inspectors, right? Usually male, usually blue collar, rough around the edges. I bought 1,000 airline bottles of liquor, and anybody who stopped by the booth got a bottle. Every one of them came. Every one of them signed up. I got all their data. And then we did an event that night, like talking about writing the book. That was a party in the hotel hosted by us. And again, massive traffic. So for you, I want you thinking how you can do things similar instead of at a trade show in your neighborhood. You have a neighborhood you are really interested in making happen. We'll go and we'll host an event, we'll do a neighborhood garage sale. I see that once in a while. And then we just go around dropping off flyers. Get noticed. What else could you guys do in that space? Where could you spend a little money for fun tchotchkes that get them motivated about being a part of the garage sale? You're doing an open house in a neighborhood, which we just did with Doug and Jeanette. We did the ultimate open house. How can you plus that and make it a party, make it an event? And then, of course, work on getting noticed in the neighborhood. Tom, great stuff. What else you guys have? I hear a hot mic.
When we did, we've done it for the last 5 years. We partnered with a minor league baseball team here in Colorado Springs. We do a tailgate party. So it's a VIP party. All we do is I buy 500 tickets to the game, $2 Tuesday, free beer and free hot dogs by a lender. They partner with us. They buy the hot dogs. They buy the drinks. We have a DJ out in the parking lot. And we bring 500 people that way. And then on top of that, we come back for trunk or treat. We rent out their parking lot. And we've grown it to now that we have 5,000 people that show up in 3 hours and get 800 leads from it. And we have a community Facebook group called Colorado Springs Events and Activities that has 45,000 members on it. And it grows itself now.
There is a great way to leverage the events and build your business. Awesome, Ryan. Now, question for you. Do you have all that written out in checklists of how you made that happen, Ryan?
We do. I can actually teach a class on it.
All right. I'd love to review that and let's make that happen. Help people. Beautiful. What else you guys pulling? What else you pulling out of the content?
Russ, I'll go. I know we have certain aspects of, and you and Don also say, just grab it and reuse it. But digitally, it seems like he talks about being distinctive, and you see so many similar posts, so many similar videos from everybody on Instagram and Facebook. It just reminds me to be different in some aspects, but then use also what's working for somebody else to your advantage.
Yeah, I think on the R&D concept for me, it has a plus component unless it's already phenomenal. I'd recommend going back to the last chapter, social media. If you want to see somebody who's crushing it, Amy Cotney, Cotney. She's out of the best college town in Alabama, Auburn. She has 12 pending as of this week. How many of them came from social media? 12.
Whoa.
100% off social media. She literally had someone from South Carolina who just followed her and liked her and decided they wanted to buy a house in Auburn and bought an $800,000 house with her walking over, doing the video, sending them the paperwork, and closed it without them ever showing up in the city. Off of social media because she's herself. She's goofy. She's playful. She's having a good time. And here's the other thing we talked about when we were coaching last week. There are certain subdivisions of high-end, pretentious, hoity-toity stuff. She has never sold a house in those neighborhoods. She can't break through, and what she heard from talking to somebody in the neighborhood, they don't like you. You know you're doing the right marketing if there is a crew, a group, a demographic that doesn't like you. Rather than being all things to all people, communicate with your tribe, your avatar, and those that don't fall in that, if they don't like you, awesome. What else are you guys pulling out of here?
So that is so true. Not to get political, but one of the things that's happening, you will see this tribalism coming in our politics. But from a marketing perspective, they're not trying to get everyone. They just want to circle those wagons so tightly that you have who you have. The same thing applies to marketing, and that's really interesting. I like that concept. And you know what? It costs less.
That's been in the material as well from previous chapters, how they were analyzing people's marketing, and they were spending like $180 per lead to get leads in the door because they were blanket to everybody. As soon as they laser focused in on the top 100, wow, the cost per lead dropped to like $42. And they got more business. It's counterintuitive. We think we're only going to get a certain percentage of the pie. And yet, if you shrink that pie down, your percentage goes up. What else you guys pulling?
So I want to add to that, Coach, because I forget what page it says. If you're marketing to everybody, you're marketing to nobody. Just because the message doesn't come through. And secondly, in the page 1, I think 47 also says the return on your investment email is like 42 to 1. Like you get $42. So we tend to feel that, no one reads their email, when in reality, a lot of people read email if they attach yourself with some value, not attaching. Like I think Amanda had an example where she always received an email saying, "Hey, I'm doing this for this other person, blah, blah, blah. If you have a minute, call me." And she's like, only a lonely person would actually call back and respond and schedule. We're only the 3% that were looking specifically for that. So I thought that was cool. And then I wanted to add something from that we received as the KB core, you know, it does track your emails there. It lets you know when people open them, checking them how many times from your phone or from your like a laptop or a desktop. So if you guys are not using that, I would encourage until you do contract, see, and it's the stuff that you send out. So I just want to add those couple points.
So remember on the marketing, since Caesar's bringing it up, we're up from page 147. It's got to be distinctive. Capture their attention with a screaming headline. So in email, as we talked about yesterday, subjectline.com, you can test to make sure it's a screaming subject line. That's your headline. Okay. And then your body has to keep them reading. It has to tell a story. On page 159, though, there was something that jumped off that I wanted to make sure you guys heard. Because as I have been coaching and teaching you guys, I want you to start being prospecting focused, marketing enhanced until you get your revenue stabilized for your household, just enough to pay your bills. And then you start leaning into the marketing, because middle of page 1, I often refer to ads as long range bombing because they soften the market before you send in the troops. The marketing makes it to where the sales becomes easier. So you shift from prospecting focused to marketing enhanced. Ultimately, you know you have a business when you are marketing focused, prospecting enhanced. When rather than constantly hunting, all the business is coming to you. It's like you're at the bottom of the cliff and the lemmings are headed over. That's when you know you've got a business. And just remember, you've got to keep building that business. You've got to keep working on that advertising. It's not something you turn off. What else you guys have from the content? Some other good nuggets here I want to hear if you guys picked up.
Well, just to add to that page specifically, Coach, he says that one company was spending like $1 million in ads, and the ads were super vague. They weren't like saying these are thoughts, and you know, it didn't really reach or capture, or didn't get to the point of any point. So that was just like a cool little nugget. It's like they're spending so much money, but that didn't necessarily mean that it was they weren't tracking the results, basically. So I thought that was another interesting nugget.
Awesome. And so there's another one out here that I want to have some fun with today, because here on a regular basis, and probably listening in the background behind, his wife is one of my marketing partners who does some incredible work for me. And yet he just keeps dropping into the chat. So I want to ask you guys, by show of hands, how often is what somebody writes really inspiring you? If it happens often, raise your hands. Number 2, how often when you actually meet someone, see someone, and they speak, does it give you a deeper emotional response, either inspiration, or it can be the opposite if they're not your tribe? Which one says 2 is stronger? So Sean, if you're really listening, get the mic and camera on, and rather than just dropping it into chat, speak it into existence for everybody.
Well, it's just it. I mean, if you have a terrible ad, Google is going to charge you more. Facebook's going to charge you more. They intentionally punish you financially for terrible ads. And I just pulled that quote from David Ogilvy, the godfather of advertising, because he talks about once you've already created your headline, you've already spent 80 cents on the dollar. So
read that quote in its entirety for us.
On the average, 5 times as many people read the headline as read the body copy. When you have written your headline, you have spent 80 cents out of your dollar.
So that attention grabber, number 2, the screaming headline, is key. Now let's get into the body, though, because there were a couple other pieces in here I wanted to make sure got covered, because this is something I have put into everything. The body copy must focus on your prospect, not on you. It's all about them. So when I write a personal note, a thank you, or a check-in note or whatever. I use the card and send it. It's all about them. When I'm sending an email, it's all about them. Everything I can work on continues to focus about being, and here's the fun part. This room, who's it all about? Yeah, all about you guys. Now, do I get incredible value out of that? Do I learn more every single day by being here and by leading the room than I ever would do in the room? Yes. And yet it's all about you guys. It's all about the agents. My entire mission statement now is all about everyone else. And taking that focus has done tremendous shift in business. So what can you guys do to make all of your communication, conversation, marketing all about your prospects? Celeste, you look like you're ready to pounce.
Yeah, I am. I'm like watching and I'm just waiting for the moment because I am such an advocate for using ChatGPT. There are other AI software out there also that can let you craft your email or your note the way you think you want to write it. Then put it into ChatGPT and say something to the effect of, I want to rewrite this from the focus of, it's all about my client. Just say that and ask it to do the magic that, you know, you're probably a very good writer. It's better. And I can't say this enough. I've used ChatGPT to write a sympathy card. Somebody's having a baby. You know, somebody's got a new business. They say something in our conversation. I write what I thought I was going to say, throw it in ChatGPT, and I am always amazed. It has so much better skills than I do. And how quick it takes you 2 minutes. That's it. So that's my 2 cents on this is use ChatGPT.
Well, and here's why the 2 cents matter, Celeste, and thank you for putting that in there. How many of you historically, by show of hands, if you had just an extra 10 grand a month that could only be spent on a copywriter, I gave you 10 grand a month to spend on a copywriter, but you had to spend it there. How many would hire a copywriter to review everything and make sure everything was perfect if it was paid for by somebody else? Well, ChatGPT is a combination of all the best copywriters that exist. That industry of copywriting and editing is going away.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's all right there. So that is very powerful. And again, subjectline.com for your headlines. You can test from ChatGPT as well and work those two. There's so many new tools that are going to make you better. Keep leaning into them and playing with them every day. In fact, I'm curious, show of hands, honest, how many of you are in ChatGPT every day? Okay, I got 3 or 4. So Judy, get in there. You're thinking of sending an email, just a response to something? Go. I wrote an incredible, Jeanette, what did you think of my response to pushing back on all our multiple offers in a round robin?
That was nice. It was inviting. It was, I thought it might even have been shorter if, not that it was supposed to be shorter, but it was a good letter. It was welcoming and helping support the realtor. So yeah, it was good.
And so I grabbed the old one that I've always done. I put into ChatGPT all the things I wanted to accomplish, that it was heartfelt, that it was caring, that it was sympathetic to their situation, that it was motivating. The last thing was it's motivating for them to give us a counter offer. And it took what I wrote and made it so much better. And so now that's just part of our model. So what else you guys pulling out of here? I still got more nuggets, and yet I want to hear from you.
I really appreciate looking at the same portion that you were. It's focusing on the prospect, not on ourselves. You said that a little bit, but it just said it again. And the biggest mistake is somehow they focus on themselves, and he'd go in and correct it. And then the next month it would be the same thing, the I, or the company. And what is the thinking about the other person, it probably shows us how much we're just focused on ourselves. So now we kind of get to go someplace else with that. And then don't tell me what it is, tell me why it's valuable. So there's our copy. There's the direction of the listings ads that we write, or the invitations to clients. And I loved the place where it said, you know, if you've got a coupon, having a call to action, even just a little sticker that says, here, click here for more information, or
Amen.
send me
It's in all our communication. So Jeanette, awesome. And Kendra, did you want to speak up, my dear? All right. I think she got in the car, got there magically, so I'll get her muted for the background noise. Totally okay. And it's her first day here. So Kendra, great to have you. A couple of things I want to get in here on that real fast, getting out of here. All about them. You got to keep catching yourself over and over and over. You've got to keep catching yourself that you're making it about you. And then number 2 on communication, bottom of page 161 to 162. One 10x study reports using more gestures makes you come across as more likable, more interesting, and more memorable. If you're doing an email, a written email, how many gestures do you get to put in? Yeah, none. Same with a normal written text. So guys, the more video you can do of you speaking and doing more gestures, the more likable you're going to be. And that's what you want, isn't it? All right. So love you all. It is Tuesday. There's an accelerator meeting for 30 minutes. Those who really want to crank up the size of their operation and organization, get over there. I will be doing a bunch of stuff. I know Tom is desperate. Speak up, Tom. It may be the same topic I wanted to hit.
Are you getting that meeting fixed so we can get in without you being there?
Yes, it was supposed to already have been done. It obviously isn't yesterday, so I'm going back to the leadership today and say it's not fixed.
Okay.
Yep. So I am working on that diligently because yesterday I had to. I got to look at some more property, so I hopefully am no longer homeless. And I'm doing the same thing today during call time. I got a couple more appointments to look at stuff. So love y'all. Glad you're here. And let's get on business development. See ya. All right. I don't know which of these Andres. I know Chad is a keeper if Chad gets his camera on. Hey, Sean. Misty Guzman, is she part of your organization?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. That's what I thought. Jeanette. Is Jeanette one of your partners?
She's with Cloud, but she's not.
I got it. Samuel. Any idea who that is?
No.
Matthew McClure. Boom.
No, we've had Matthew McClure for a while. I'm not sure who that is.
All right. Well, they're hanging on. A lot of people turn their camera off and just leave it on speaker and then wander away from their phone. And that's
I'm
okay.
here. I'm just driving, so I got my camera off.
That's okay, Misty. We're leaving you in here. We're not worried about that one. It was all the others that are hangovers from our 10 to 10:30 Eastern. All right, gentlemen. How was Monday? And
Monday
ladies,
was.
I got Misty. I got ladies and gentlemen now. This is fun.
Yeah. Well, I'll go first. Monday was great. Had a good tag up with Misty. We got Jamon on the calendar for later this week. He's working first half of this week. That's where he's at. Just letting you know from an accountability perspective. Monday, Tuesday, he's got 4 on, 4 off. So and it alternates. As far as today goes, we have several good key meetings. We have Charles Benton with 200 agents, which just confirmed the meeting.
Nice. I can't wait to have that conversation.
Yeah, I'd like to know where you'd like to head in that direction. I have a couple partner meetings today. One with a lender out of Huntsville. And golly, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 calls today.
Nice.
Nope. Oh, and then I have interviews tonight at 7:45.
That is for ISAs, right?
Yep, that's right.
Amen. Amen. We're working on getting some additional help for everybody on generating some more leads, bringing some more people in, as well as helping our agents, getting them a tool to help with driving more traffic for them as well. So lots of good stuff. Awesome. Chad, what you got? That was Monday.
I'll wait for my mic. You guys hear me? Yep. So Monday was out of control for me. I was exhausted by the time I went to bed. Sean and I were talking till about 7 o'clock my time, so I'm sure Sean was wiped as well. But had 3 appointments yesterday. Everything went well. I got one of them's a potential partner, paid partner. And then one of them is from Canada, looking to be a client. So he's coming on board. I did schedule the second meeting with him. So, and then let's see, tomorrow or today, excuse me, I have 3 appointments for Cloud Realty. All of them are discovery calls, and one of them's just a follow-up I moved over in the schedule.
Nice. Good. How about additional lead gen today? What's on the list?
Additional lead gen with new business. Well, I'm blocking out my calendar for Thursday, Friday, because I'm going to be beta testing some offers. And once I get that, I'm just leaving that open so I have the time to actually do it. So any extra time I have today is probably going to be preparing for that 2-day event.
When you say offers and 2-day event, are you going to be on the phone making calls? You're doing a virtual event that people are invited
okay,
to?
so yeah, let me clarify. I'm going to probably be putting out about 5 to 10 cash offers a day on properties in distress, and following up and making those follow-up calls for either a solid yes or a solid no, and possible listing from those.
Okay.
Hey, I thought we were doing 100.
Yeah, I can't handle 100, Sean. You know that.
I thought
Why
we were
not?
doing 100.
Well, I don't want to shoot 100 right out the gates. I can't. The 100 offers out there. There's just no way. There'd be major fall off. There'd be carnage everywhere.
Well, hold on. What is the fear of putting 100 on the street?
Just the carnage, because it's just like with anything, I'm not going to be able to get back to them, and I'm not going to be able to address them at 100%. They're all going to get 20% of my value because I can't stick with the lead. I won't have the ability to follow up or reschedule it.
Yeah.
There'll be major carnage.
That makes perfect sense. I'm sure that's why they limit people into Nordstrom, because Mr. Nordstrom can't help all those people individually. And so I totally get that.
Right. Russ, I see where you're going, brother, but this is just a beta test so that we can work through the kinks, and then it can scale as big as we want it to.
So I'm challenging you to create the chaos. Most folks, and this is a great conversation in this moment because you guys are getting momentum. The average folks think that I have to have the systems and processes in place prior to scaling. And it's actually the exact opposite. You should stomp on the throttle, put them out there, see what really occurs, and then build the right system for your type of chaos. Here's the fun part. Let's just use your numbers. If you only put out 10, you're going to be able to service and take care of 10, right?
Absolutely.
I
If
was
you
guilty of
put
that.
100 and you can only service and take care of 10, what's the loss?
Just the carnage of that lead being pestered with one more offer that next time I reach out to them, that they're going to go, oh yeah, you sent me that before. And yeah.
So I have to ask, who actually died?
Well, nobody died, Russ.
Well, you're using the word carnage, and that's what it means. What?
Yeah, metaphorically, brother. Metaphorically.
No, metaphorically, you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Somebody got an email, they didn't get a response. Big freaking whoop.
It's an actual contract, Russ. It's an actual real estate contract.
I know. If they really care, they're going to sign it and send it back.
Right, but the idea is to have a conversation with them.
And if you can only have 10 conversations, then you have the 10, yet there's 90 out there. What if 4 more people don't even have a conversation? They just sign it and send it back. Is that a problem?
Well, let's just say you're right, Russ, about that, okay? Then what? After I send those 100 offers, what do I deal on day 2?
Awesome. You have your conversations to whatever level you can. Get them out and start doing the follow-up. And let's see where the challenges in the process actually exist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If it's just conversations, then we can turn the ISA team loose on it.
Well, sure, but let's, okay. So Sean, get me someone for ISA by Wednesday morning, and let's get them trained up so they can manage with me. And Mila did not agree to work with me. So I need someone else, by the way.
Chad,
on that
you got
note.
me. I'll help you out,
We
Chad.
don't actually know yet that that's the problem.
I don't actually. You're right. I don't know any of the problems.
Contracts go to spam and nobody sees them.
That's a good chance of that as well. Correct.
We don't know what the problem is. Dude,
I hope you
get 100, hit them all, and let's see what actually occurs and build quickly off of that. Build the airplane while you're flying it.
All right.
I love what you're doing, by the way. I'm excited about this and the scalability of it and the scalability of the dollars, Chad. Pretty freaking awesome. Because you're really just buying wholesale paper, right?
Well, and assets.
Well, are you actually coming with cash to close in 2 weeks? Or are you buying the paper with the opportunity to remarket it for a...
Some of them I am purchasing, yeah, and I have a team in Florida and a team in Utah and a team here in Vegas.
Nice. Let's hit them all. Love it. Love where you're going. Set the fear aside. Damn the torpedo.
Well, I'm not scared, Russ. I mean, I'll unload bullets, but I've also done that before historically, and I have seen carnage before. And I saw your phone number. I saw you text me twice already. I'm not interested.
So
right?
Because of my past behavior, that means it's going to happen again.
Well, occasionally, cheat on my wife. I guess that, I mean, there are some rules to the game at some point. And listen, I'm hearing you, Russ. I'm not putting up a total front, but I am giving you just a teeny bit of pushback on these 2 days. Whatever I find out from that, I'm happy to go 100 deep and 10 wide.
Let's go 100 deep right now. Let's get them out there. Let's dump them Wednesday night.
All right. Well, they're going to Sean's market, and his wife can handle them.
Perfect. Let's do it. Let's
tell Kara she's on top of it. Andres, you got her back?
Chad?
Yes, sir.
Chad,
all right, Andres, that's 2 agents.
Chad, do you have the Huntsville data?
They have it. The process is going to be through licensed agents. So it'll be Andres and Kara's contracts going out.
So let's do 100 in Huntsville with Kara.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I am totally on board. And here's the fun part. The moment there's a challenge, I can get you scale in that market like that. I've got 15 to 20 agents in that market that can partner with Kara and take care of stuff.
Sure.
I would love for you to challenge me to scale as fast as you can get it going.
Hey, Sean and I have a team here too. We actually have a brokerage with 7 agents already. So happy to help also.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, well, Huntsville sounds like a better place to do it there than here with just me and a couple other agents. So
We got
Let's
you,
do it.
Ted.
And dude, we
Let's
can
do it.
always find the money. If everybody says yes and you get 100 contracts back, we can find the money. Okay? That part's easy. Misty, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
And
I can write a contract in
we've
15
chatted
minutes. You
before.
tell me how many I
Misty.
can write in a day.
I believe we've chatted before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me look at my my world here. Bear with me. And so this every day we have conversations on coaching, on getting our partners in production, getting more folks this incredible tool. I'll tell you, I helped initially with concepts, with financial models. I then beta tested the platform the beginning of last year, and I have most of my agents either on this or coming on it because of the ROI. You are in a great position to be able to share some incredible resources for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, we, another thing too, we've done multiple flips. We do probably 5 or 6 flips a year already. So this is
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'd love to get to know you just a hair more by talking goals. What is your plan for making magic happen here as a partner of Colliau?
So we're kind of on both sides of it. So partner with Colliau as far as growing our real estate agency and team with the partnership and the leads and the growth, and then also working with Sean to build a team on the referral side as well.
Awesome.
And Sean and I talked yesterday. Our goal is just to grow it 5 layers deep and as big as we can get it.
Awesome. So we definitely, I know, can have some incredible further conversation. I don't know if we actually, Sean, did we ever have that conversation about franchise?
I know we had talked about it, but I'm not sure if you and Misty ever got
I
in
don't
touch.
think we actually did. I'm seeing nothing on my end on that. So let's make sure we make that happen.
Sure.
Yeah. And yes, we have a 10 o'clock. Perfect. And by the way, Sean, I have one other in here just for everybody in this room. It's good that you guys are here. Do I get tough on you guys sometimes? I'm
going to say yes.
Have I been really
The millennial's going to say yes.
Yeah, have I been really? If not, I'll amp up my game. Don't worry. Have I been really tough on some people in this room, calling them out in front of each other?
Yeah.
Know that Sean reached out to me behind the scenes and said, "Hey, you got to be a little nicer." And of course, I said, "No, I don't."
I expect no
Sean, who's been showing up on time and engaged, even when they haven't done the work since that conversation?
I have.
Andres?
He was talking a particular one that I beat up on.
Oh.
Client has been a freaking machine on being present, being accountable, and being punctual. He has made a commitment to change who he is being now when it comes to those topics. And I cannot say enough, there was a light switch that went off and he's doing it. So let's keep celebrating those that are coachable and actually start doing it. We got to keep leaning in, and that's now the time to be nice, acknowledging yes and. Here's what you're doing right, and here's how we're going to get better. So
yes,
I'm very, very proud about what he's been doing. Yep.
I'm submitting my application today. So getting that going.
Freaking tastic. I can't wait to help you scale.
I'm very excited of everything that's ahead. I'll be honest, I'll be one that has been waiting to have system in place without causing mayhem, but I'm about to start mayhem and what you would call. I I know I'm one that likes to work in fires, and when things are created, I'm one that actually analyze everything that's run on me and take action accordingly. So I don't know why I've been holding back in so many areas. So I'm excited for everything ahead of us. So
So I want to, since we have 10 minutes, I want to tell you guys a story on this topic and why I'm so absolutely passionate about it. Because in November 9th, 2012 is when my wife and I made the decision that we were moving our family to Austin, Texas. And I was going to be one of the bold coaches for Keller Williams. And so I was told that I had to audition at Keller Williams family reunion, which was, I believe, February 12th of 2013. And between November 9th and January 31st, I liquidated everything in California, relocated to Austin, Texas to start training for that role, all before even having my audition. So I do the audition, things go well. I get invited to play. I knew the leadership well, Diana and Sean Kokoska. And I spent about the next 6-8 weeks going through all of what I call the psychological profiling. A lot of different tests, a lot of interviews, a lot of having conversations. And in April, sitting down with Sean in his office, he goes, by the way, we have to do the paperwork. We've never done the paperwork. Sean's a high D. Who cares? In front of me. And at the top, it says, all bold coaches will have 75 transactions a year minimum for 3 years minimum. And I look at Sean and go, I'm a home inspector. I'm not a real estate agent. See, he had never asked. I had never inquired that was a requirement. I had sent him video of me teaching from national stages in the home inspection space. It looked like a real estate space, and in the content on calendar, database, conversations, tracking your numbers was applicable. So I had to go out and get a license, and I had to go in Texas. I was already licensed in California, maintained one for 30, 40 years, and had to get in production. So I met with the team leader at the Lake Travis Market Center. I'm on board. I'm part of your team. Gail says, fantastic. And in 90 days, I had 25 listings. My very first 90 days as an active real estate agent, 25 listings. And I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know how to service them. I was just all in the lead gen mode. Front of the funnel, get the listings. To the point where my team lead was getting 2 to 3 calls a week of, who the hell is this Russ Colliau guy? And it got so many people pissed off in the community that the president of Keller Williams International, Mary Tennant, wanted my head. She told Gail to fire my happy ass. It went all the way up. The head of 180,000 agents knew my name and knew that I was trouble. Yet Gail said, hold on, let me help. And Gail and I then worked on systems for my type of chaos. And within 30 days, we had it solved. We had the checklist, the problems handled. And I did over 75 that first year. And each of the additional 2 years, wound up coaching Bold for Business, wound up coaching Bold for Real Estate, and that incredible run with KW. It's the fastest way to get to success. So here's one of the mantras I want you to write down, because this is what we're doing. This is what we're living. Fail often, fail fast, fail forward. The only difference between my level of production and anybody here who is producing less is I have just screwed up more. Only difference. I have discovered more ways to do it wrong than you have. Fail often, fail fast, fail forward. So it's going to be the same place in production. It's going to be the same thing in cloud leads and getting more stuff coming in the door. And it's going to be the same thing in building organizations and cranking up your operation so you can get that ongoing revenue that comes from having hundreds, thousands, tens of thousand agents that are working for you as part of your team. Okay? So that's why, Andres, and are you okay, again, to let go of the fear? That's why I said it, Chad, because all of it is that drunk monkey saying, here's all the reasons why not, otherwise known as fear. You're willing to let go of it and just damn the torpedoes. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Anything else you guys need from me? I see some great sign language, and we learned today body language was important. Didn't hear anything with it.
Is that Marcy in the background?
That is Marcy in the background sneaking by. Yep.
Well, sorry, I saw a reflection. Kara has an accounting question to ask later.
And those two are getting connected up. I talked to Marcy about it last night because you talked to me last night. As Marcy and I, you guys are going to discover that I'm really, just the face and the wizard behind the screen is actually Marcy making everything happen. And so the wizard is going to contact your wizard, Sean, and they're going to work out all those pieces and get that taken care of.
Beautiful. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. And yeah,
Right.
we work together and have for 25 years in almost every environment. We've grown business together, worked in the same companies. I don't know, she's actually part of the accounting department at EXP. So the reason you get money because she's doing her job. The reason your MLS works is because she's doing her job. So it's pretty cool to have that as well right there working with me.
Yep. All right. In about 3 minutes, we have Charles Benton. It's going to be in client Myri's room.
He already sent the link, the Zoom link.
Okay.
Yep.
Quick update on him. He's got 200 agents, and he has essentially his focus. And I just watched the video. His focus is he wants something that's scalable that he can provide to all of his agents and also make money off of. So it sounds like a perfect paid partnership opportunity. Also to introduce him into the Renegades.
Yep.
Do you want to run point on this and let me just talk nerd?
Yes. And do me a favor. If you're going to nerd talk, send me a text so it's a smooth transition.
Okay.
And please do the same with my friend client. Because, and you guys, by the way, all of you who are working on this building piece should go to YouTube and look up Brent Gove, Gove, Lake Tahoe Mastermind 2020, Part 2. And you should watch it. Most important training on how to leverage someone else to help you convert people. Brent Gove, Lake Tahoe Mastermind, Part 2.
Got it. I already got it pulled up. All right. I'll give you
Send that
90
out to
seconds.
everybody and ask for their notes.
All right.
Awesome. I'm going to bounce into that.
Okay.
frickin'
So
darn
I'll let you
platform.
run point.
What tool is he using for that?
Zoom.
That is so antiquated. Jeez. All right.
All right. I'm gonna let you run Zoom. I'm gonna shut up the whole time. All right, unless you call on me.
Well, if there's something, I will call on you if you send me something in the background going, hey, I got a nugget that'll help us convert. All right.
Sure.